What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and a freaking exciting one. This is one of the good videos, alright? Not that all my videos aren't good. I'm looking at you right there, the guy that dislikes all of my videos. Chill out, bruh. Anyway, we're working on the freaking purple car today, and that can only mean one thing. Drifting is back. Today at 6 PM, we are officially pretty much fully out of lockdown. This Sunday, which is not tomorrow but the next day, because today is Friday, we're going drifting. It's just a skid pan, little fun day. It's not really little, bunch of awesome drivers driving. It's going to be awesome, super close tandems. It's called tandemonium, and it's going to be a lot of fun. The purple car's been sitting here as a freaking garage ornament for the past, well, 2 years, I guess you'd say. It's collecting dust, and when drift cars sit, it's not really a good thing, right? Because things get manky and kind of old, E35, there's risk of, you know, injectors and everything getting clogged and all that stuff from starting and stopping it, just moving it around the workshop. So there are things that can go wrong. So we need to give this thing a quick overhaul. But also, in this video, we're taking the car to the dyno, to Dr. Drift. Many moons ago, we installed the Pulsar G30-660 turbo. That's this pretty girl right here. Look at that, brand new, sitting there, happy as Larry, good to go. We installed that on our engine, and we haven't been able to use it or test it or do anything like that. But now is finally the time. We're taking it to the dyno. We're gonna see how much power this thing makes. I'm gonna leave it on 10 PSI. We're gonna run it up. These turbos are supposed to be more efficient. This turbo should spool better than our previous TD0620G. It's going to be a really fun comparison to see how this turbo makes power on this motor. For anyone that hasn't seen this build or anything, this is a bone stock M52 B25 2.5 litre motor. Vanos, we're using the Vanos, everything works. KDFI ECU standalone unit, plug and play. Now, I have helicoiled this block, and we have ARP studs in the head to hold it down. So that's definitely a big benefit for us. So it's going to be really interesting to see how much power this thing makes. I'm friggin' pumped. But first, we need to swap all of our fluids, right? So we've got diff oil, because currently I just have engine oil in the diff because we welded it and I wanted to leave it in there for a bit and then flush it out. So we've got to put diff oil in it. And we've got our racing oil to go into the motor. Shout out to Autobahn in Clayton. They hooked me up with the oils. Super stoked, give me a discount, really happy with that. So if you guys need any stuff, head to Autobahn and Clayton. They're very, very helpful guys. Thank you guys very much. First things first, we need to get this car in the air. We're going to start draining oils, and we're going to look over the underside of it and see kind of what's going on. My alignment's definitely way out. Steering wheel's wonky. Got to make sure that the rear arms are all good. I ordered some new spherical rear camber arms, but they haven't arrived, which is fine. We can use this current setup. It's only a skid pan drift day, but we still want to make sure everything's super tight. So first things first, let's get the car in the air. Alright, car is in the air. I always feel super stoked every time I use this hoist. Even though I've had it for like 2 years now, it still feels like just so good that I have a hoist. It's such a massive privilege. I never take it for granted. And also, I have a freaking, I'm like professional now. Look at this thing. It's crazy. So happy. No more freaking trays on the ground. So we're going to undo our diff bolt and see what's going on here. Like I said, motor oil in the diff at the moment after we welded it. Obviously I didn't really run the car with it, just like ran the wheels up so that we could get any crap out of the diff after welding it. And old motor oil was easy, an easy way. Well, not old, it was fresh stuff, just stuff that I hadn't used, and run it through the diff. That way our diff oil, fresh diff oil, won't have crap in it, which is awesome. So the rear arms, like I said, the red ones, the silver ones up top, they're sweet. The red ones down below, they have rubber bushes in them, right? And they're just getting a bit tired because they've been in the car for like years, actually. So yeah, a long time. And the bush, especially on this side, is just tired. So if you push really hard on this wheel, they'll get like a tiny bit of movement out of the bush, which is not what you want with your wheels. You want them to be solid, not moving around. But like I said, this is a skid pan event, so it's not super, you know, crazy competitive or anything like that. That being said, we do have a competition, Drift Cadet competition, next weekend on the skid pan, and I do want everything to be mint for that. So the spherical arms would have turned up by them, and we'll chuck them in here, and that way we'll just be good to go. Diff oil is drained. Nice. Next up, we'll drain the engine oil, so that's what that looks like, and then we'll put our new stuff in. I replaced the oil filter in the engine last service. I do it like every track day. I do a service, so I won't replace that because it still will be fresh as a daisy. Can use that for a couple of track days, no worries. And then that'll be good, and then we'll go ahead and assess everything up top. Down here as well, just do a bit of a suss the alignment while we're down here. I've welded in a lock stopper on this side, on the arm, but I haven't welded one on this side, so I think we'll do that tomorrow morning before we take the car to the dyno. There's not a huge list of jobs to do actually. The car's kind of nearly ready to drift. It's just little things and bolt checks, just making sure she's all good. So we've got our Nylon Easy Squeeze bags here. These are the sickest things. Literally just squeeze it in. Put you guys down here. Oh, Jesus, that is a milky mess there. Don't worry guys, that's E85. That's not a blown head gasket. And it smells very much of E85. That's what happens when you're running the good stuff. Hey look, now the oil's a normal color. Interesting. So all the E85 was sitting at the bottom, question mark? It like separates, I guess, because the car's just been sitting here so long, not really turning the oil over, so pretty interesting. Down she comes. Checked everything underneath, all good, oil's out. Just gonna do a quick rear alignment, so I place some wheels under the rear wheels. I'm just literally making sure that the camber is at least at 0 when the car's flat. So no fancy equipment here. I literally just use a level and make sure that the camber's at 0, so that should just be the wheel, boom, perfectly straight. So bubble should be in the middle, and with this you can tell that I need to camber the wheel out a little bit, so it's actually got some camber in, which I can tell by the tyre wear as well, so that goes in line with the tyre wear. So if I bring it out a little bit, we should have flat, even tyre wear, which is sick. So yeah, I'll just dial a little bit of camber out. And we jump back out and we check the level. Boom, now the bubble is smack bang in the middle, absolutely perfect. Boom, 0 camber. Stoked. You, she's on the ground. Man, I love that 0 camber look. It is tough. Alright, so chuck some oil in it, and then we're going to come back tomorrow morning, finish off a couple of things, chuck it on the trailer, and take it to Dr. Drift. How exciting. I'm thinking ideally 260 kilowatts at around 10 or 11 pounds. You know, I may throw a little bit of boost at it, but ideally this thing just stays reliable. So maybe, hopefully, whatever it makes on 10 pound we're happy with. We don't need to throw any boost at it. So got the world's biggest funnel, and somehow we'll still be able to miss, I bet you. Boom. One-armed it. Look at that, we good. The thing takes 6 litres, so we'll chuck a bit more in. And then we'll give her a start, make sure that it's all good to go. Prime it up. You. We've primed some oil. Look at all the spider webs in here, that's gnarly. Alright, power on. Didn't even check if we were in gear or not, but who cares. It does that because I don't have an idle control valve, so it kind of does the hunt for idle. Boom. Alright, fluids are in, are aligned, bolt checked, and that's it for tonight, guys. I'll see you in the morning. We're gonna go to the dyno. So pumped. You, bait. Alright, we are back. Day 2. Daniel, what is up? We're cleaning it. So it's pretty much ready to go to the dyno today with Dr. Drift. Thing looks absolutely fabulous. Who says you can't polish a turd, man? Done a couple of things just to the suspension and stuff to make sure it's all good, but we'll go ahead, give it a big clean right now, and then we're gonna head off, chuck it on the trailer, go to Dr. Drift. Make some freaking power with this thing. Put the M3 rear diffuser back on. Looks good. What do you think, Dan? This thing does look like a nugget, but it looks like a really cool nugget, so I ain't mad at it. But yeah, let's get it clean. Let's go on the trailer. Let's get out of here, son. You! Just like that, we're packed up and ready to go. Car's super clean. Somebody freaking pinch me, man, because we are going drifting. But first, we're going to Dr. Drifts. Man, I love this car. God damn, I can't wait to shred it. Let's go! Woo! We're at the infamous Dr. Drift. I'm gonna unload the car. I'm gonna throw it straight on the dyno. Do a couple wee checks, make sure everything's all good. We should be good to go. I have date night with Tara tonight, so we're on a very tight schedule, so this won't be one of the super long days that we usually do here. It's literally just chuck it on the dyno, make sure everything's all sweet, run it up, fueling and all that, power runs, good to go. So fingers crossed, it's a couple of hours, a smooth time, so yeah, let's get it done. Alright, we're on the dyno. Look at these little boy wheels we've got on the back. Because Dr. Drift did not like the drift wheels that I had on because there's a risk of having flat spots and stuff like that. It's just not good for the dyno, so nice little boy wheels.
How about this flat spot?
That's what you call D-Lam, that is. We're still going to run that on the skid pan tomorrow. Get every dollar out of my tyres. Oh god. This is always the nerve-wracking part, so fingers crossed that we have a good dyno session. Come on mate, you got this. You! Boom, we're done with tuning. So, like I said, we literally left it on the gate pressure that it was making, and it's making like 10 psi, and then it drops off to 8. It's doing 240 kilowatts, but it's like insanely responsive. 240 kilowatts.
Sorry, 7.5 pound at Redline.
There you go, 7.5 psi, and we're doing 240 kilowatts. So it's a little bit different because I've changed the diff gears in the car as well since our last run. So this is where we blew the 3-litre motor up with the TD0625G, and as you can see, it's like laggy, and then boom, just hits that power super hard.
Yeah, but if you look at it, it wasn't any laggier than the 2.5 with the
TD0620G. Yep. So this is the TD0625G on the 3-litre. This is the TD0620G on the 2.5 litre, which is sweet. And then this is
the difference in the diff ratios.
Oh yeah, the difference in the diff ratios as well. But
yeah, and a little bit of a clean up.
And this is our new one.
Yeah.
But it's is it making boost earlier though, right? Basically, we spent most of the tuning time cleaning up the tune, like when you get on throttle, straight away and mid-range. So we weren't just going for power, we were trying to make the thing actually feel super smooth and crisp. And honestly, I've never heard this motor sound like this before through the rev range. Really smooth, yeah, blips the throttle. Like yeah, blip it and it just goes straight away, right? Yeah. So it's not all about the big dick energy numbers that you see on the screen, but it's also about how the car drives as well. And now I'm so pumped for tomorrow because it just went so smoothly. The fastest tune we've ever done as well, mostly because it was already pretty much there and Dr. Drift was just tidying it up. Stoked. So there you go, 240 kilowatts, 7.5 psi at Redline. You cannot complain with that amount of power. And at that, this engine would literally go forever as long as you maintain it. So we were super tempted to throw a boost T on it and turn the boost up, but
Doc said no.
Doc said no, which is very weird. And also, if we do that, we're probably just going to end up doing something. That's always typical of the way, so we're going to leave it at that.
Just a couple more clicks, a couple more clicks.
Yeah, just a couple more clicks, and then we blow it up. So, good job. Good job, engine. Thank you very much. You've done well. There we have it, guys. I'm back home now. Car's all loaded up on the trailer. I just cannot believe we're going drifting tomorrow. I'm so freaking stoked. massive thank you, as always, to Dr. Drift. He is so thorough, he always does such an awesome job, and he fits me in even when he is under the pump with so much other work. So thank you, Doc, you're a legend. Anyone in Melbourne, if you need your car dyno tuned, hit him up. That is it for this video, guys. Next video, you guys will see some drifting, some tandems, probably some carnage. It's going to be a good time. Feel free to leave a comment below if you feel like it. Hit that like button. It always helps push the videos out. As always, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!